Good evening and thank you for joining us on St. George News at 8. I'm Scott Beadle. A single vehicle crash claimed the life of a 26-year-old man Monday afternoon on Interstate 70. Jason R. Hoth of Salt Lake City was driving on I-70 East west of Green River when he left the roadway and the vehicle rolled multiple times. Hoth was pronounced deceased at the scene. The 26-year-old female passenger was removed from the vehicle by some motorists who stopped to help. The woman was transported to St. Mary's Hospital in Grand Junction, Colorado. Police say it appears they were both wearing seatbelts. A trip to the grocery store became a trip to the hospital for a man who was run down in a parking lot by another man in a car.
At about 1:45 this afternoon, our dispatch center at the St. George Communications Center received calls concerning an auto pedestrian accident that happened at the Albertsons parking lot on Sunset. Initial reports were that an elderly male pedestrian was struck by a car. What we've determined in the initial stages of the situation are that there was a single occupant in a vehicle that was circling the lot, possibly looking for a place to park. For one reason or another, ended up accelerating into a pedestrian, an elderly male, striking that pedestrian and throwing him to the ground. That vehicle then accelerated into some parked vehicles on the other side of the parking stall that he was moving towards, and the vehicle came to rest there. Currently, we are in contact with the driver of the car. The male pedestrian victim was transported by ambulance to DRMC for treatment. Right now, we don't have a current status on his medical condition. We've had mixed reports of his vital statistics, so at this point, I can't speculate how he's doing or what his prognosis is, but he's currently being treated. It's a significant enough injury, or appears to be at this point, that we've called out our accident investigation team and our on-call detective. Impairment's always something we look at, whether it's through drugs or alcohol or through distractions in a vehicle. Again, it's very early in the investigation, and those are all aspects we will look at, but right now I can't speak to whether those are factors or not.
A hiker who broke her ankle in Snow Canyon State Park was rescued late Monday night. Authorities say a woman and a man were out hiking the trail before dark. They say the woman slipped and twisted her ankle and broke it. The man used his cell phone to call for help but was having trouble communicating with dispatch, so he hiked back up to the overlook to call. He also retrieved a light and took it back to the woman, which helped rescuers to locate them. The weather forecast looked a little rough for May 6th, but the morning brought calm skies, nice temperatures, and a surge of enthusiastic athletes, volunteers, and spectators for Ironman 70.3 North American Pro Championship St. George. For more than 12,000 visitors, they brought in an estimated $6 million to $7 million into the region, according to the Washington County Office of Sports and Outdoor Recreation. The community has hosted an Ironman event for 8 straight years. Surveys show that more than 90% of the participants return to vacation or train, bringing millions more in revenue each year. The 2017 race introduced 2 new champions, both from the United Kingdom. The race awarded a total of 75 age group qualifying slots for the 2017 Ironman 70.3 World Championship, which will take place in Chattanooga, Tennessee in September. Today, President Trump and his White House are defending the reported release of some highly classified information to top Russian officials. The president's national security advisor wouldn't go into detail, but says the Oval Office conversation was wholly appropriate. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill and U.S. allies are demanding answers. Kenneth Moten has the latest from Washington.
The bombshell allegations rocking the West Wing.
I was in the room. It didn't happen.
National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster denying the Washington Post report that President Trump shared highly classified information during this meeting with Russia's foreign minister and U.S. ambassador in the Oval Office.
The story that came out tonight, as reported, is false. The president and the foreign minister reviewed a range of common threats to our 2 countries, including threats to civil aviation. At no time were intelligence sources or methods discussed.
According to the Post, the classified information about an ISIS plot in Syria was given to the U.S. by a partner and is so sensitive that not even other allies have access to it. That Oval Office meeting was already under scrutiny. It came just a day after the president suddenly fired FBI Director James Comey and less than a month after Trump described U.S.-Russia relations at an all-time low. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, who was also in the room, saying they did not discuss sources, methods, or military operations, but no one at the White House specifically addressing the main allegation in the story that President Trump revealed classified information and in doing so may have jeopardized critical intelligence sharing operations.
That's really shocking. The suggestion that he might have shared highly classified information inappropriately with the Russian foreign minister is deeply troubling.
The story sounding alarms for lawmakers on both sides of the aisle.
If it's accurate, it'd be troubling.
Many members of Congress want to hear from the White House on what was said in that meeting. Chief Meteorologist Chris Summers joins us next with your Southern Utah forecast.
The weather tonight is brought to you by Experamac. Experience Mac computers in a new way.
And welcome back, everyone. A good Tuesday evening to you. A little bit cooler weather making its way into parts of southern Utah. Also have a winter weather advisory in effect for some of the areas, especially at higher elevations from Cedar City up to near Beaver as well. Could see several inches of snowfall here as you get into your Wednesday and Wednesday night. It looks like the majority of the snowfall will stay a little bit further to the north and east of the St. George area. Want to take a look at Bryan Head Resort, the webcam as of this afternoon. You can see a little bit of green out there, so some of that snow melting. But around the Bryan Head area, we could be seeing up to 4, maybe 8 inches of snow with this new system. So we'll have to check on this webcam tomorrow, especially on Thursday too, and see if we got more snow on the ground than what we see here today. But definitely could be that snow back in the forecast for parts of the area anyway. And that means cooler temperatures arriving too as we get into not only tomorrow, but really through Thursday as well. Here's your high temperatures from today: 73 degrees Hurricane, 64 degrees Cedar City, 78 degrees Mesquite, 79 Vegas, and 73 degrees a high temperature today here in St. George. Overnight tonight, we'll go back to near 40 in Cedar City, low to mid 50s or upper 50s around much of southern Utah. Mainly clear skies, south winds or southwest winds about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, as you go through the day on your Wednesday, may see a little bit of light rain develop in parts of Cedar City by the afternoon hours, about a 50% chance of some showers developing around Cedar City. High temperature only 54, northwest winds by about 10 to 15 miles per hour in the afternoon. Now around St. George and southern Utah, we get back close to 70 anyway by the afternoon. We'll go with the high reaching about 70 with mostly sunny skies. Just an isolated chance of some rain getting here in the parts of St. George, but it looks like the majority of the rain or even snow will stay well to our north and to our east here over the next couple of days. So it'll be breezy, a little on the cooler side too for our Wednesday. By Thursday, then we do stay on the cooler side as well with some sunshine returning, but warmer weather returning too by the time we get to the upcoming weekend as temperatures eventually get back into the 70s. But you can see a surface map showing that windy and cooler weather making its way back into southern Utah. Again, a little bit of shower activity around, a little blue on the map too up near northeastern Utah. That's where we could see again some snow developing across some of the parts, or at least some parts of the higher elevations here as we head into your Wednesday and early into Thursday as well. Before tomorrow, our Wednesday, we'll get back in the mid-50s. In most areas, again, a little spotty shower activity around as well. Mostly sunny, breezy, and cool. Upper 60s or low to mid-70s around southern Utah. 7-day forecast for Cedar City. 53 degrees the high by Thursday. Back to near 70, though, by the weekend. It could be close to 80 by early next week in Cedar City and St. George and southern Utah. Again, seeing some warmer temperatures. Eventually getting back into our area by the time we get to the weekend. Again, high temperature 77 Friday. Going for mid-80s by the time we get to Saturday. And then 90s returning to the forecast by Sunday and Monday of next week. So any of that snow that we do get in some of the higher elevations, probably not going to last very long the way it looks. And as you can see from Bryan Head, some green spot out there, that's for sure. And we're going to maybe add a little bit to them, but then again, by the weekend, probably melt all the way once again. The temperatures get close to 90 in southern Utah.
Ooh. All right, thanks, Chris. KCSG has teamed up with Planet Fitness St. George to give away a 1-year Black Card membership worth $400. You can enter at kcsg.com or the KCSG Facebook page. And of course, be sure to tune into our news broadcast every night at 8 until the contest ends on May 28th to get the keyword for 30 bonus entries. Tonight's keyword is lift. Up next, everything is bigger in Texas, including one massive breakfast taco. A Texas restaurant is getting worldwide attention for serving up, well, a Texas-sized breakfast taco. The owner of Rocio Smokehouse and Catering, Minerva Rocio, says the taco was created back in 1999 by her 5 boys. It has refried beans, breakfast sausage, chorizo, potatoes, eggs, brisket, cheese, and a tortilla handmade by Minerva. And if you get one of those, you might want to share with a friend.
I think you have to share a couple friends probably.
Thanks for watching.
Hope you have a great night.